Hi, I'm Dr. Mark, and I'm a voice teacher and stage director. Whether you're a professional pop or rock star that's wanting to take your performance to a next level, or you're just interested in making your car singing or shower singing easier and more comfortable and fun, I can help you get there. I'll start doing that today by reacting to and teaching you singing and performing tips that we can learn from the top performers around the world. Let's learn from BTS performing Singularity on the Speak Yourself tour in Paris, France. Here we go. Okay, every song seems to start where it introduces us so well to the story that they're telling. It sets up the clearest context that we have no choice but to just jump straight in and understand where they're coming from and to be able to relate, right? Love it. Okay, why are they going so crazy at every single little teeny gesture he's doing? Well, one reason is because he's not doing a lot yet. He's just in bed and he's keeping relatively still, having very specific movements at very specific moments, timed with the music perfectly so that they mean something. These little teeny gestures mean something because everything around it is so still. That's something that's really, really crucial to learn and to practice today. Make sure that you're not confusing your audience. Really decide what you have to say, what you really want to say, what moments really need your attention, what music you really have to do something on, and then make sure that everything around those moments is not competing with it. We've talked about before how vocally we want to stress the most important syllables and the climax of each phrase and the climax of the song, but the same thing is with our body language. Musicality in singing is more about unaccenting the unimportant than it is about accenting the important. Same thing with our body. Our body should not necessarily accent the important, but really unaccent the unimportant and not make as much of it. I love how their dance is so tightly connected with the musical style and with how they're singing. I love it because the style, this kind of funk, is all about little accenty moments that pop out and then it's really smooth and then pop, pop, smooth. And that's exactly what's happening across the board. I love it how consistent they are with making sure that every piece ties into what the music is calling for. Oh, so brilliant. Dang. Not only is that just awesome, I mean, them coming out of the stage, they're walking us through the storyline of going from bed and then into some place where it's kind of a changing room type of thing. But the dancers in the back with their arm in the coat and then it interacting with their own face as if there's that separate. I mean, just the whole thing. How awesome is that? How awesome is that? Love it. So cool. The other thing, the costumer of BTS is whoever you are out there, you are brilliant. Absolutely love what you do. I love how here he's in the foreground. He's not necessarily in something shiny or sparkly in this go round. He's just in a color that pops him out from the background dancers in this moment, but it still ties him in the color palette here. You have the black on the inside and the part of the robe and the little pattern parts that tie him in with the back. In fact, in this case, the dancers in the background are a little sparkly, but again, it's because they're in contrast. It pops them away, so they're still part of that same world that he's in, but not enough to pull attention away or not enough to necessarily be interacting with each other. They're just a natural expression of what's going on in his brain and what he's talking about. I mean, the whole thing is just so brilliant. You know what I think I love most about watching this? It's just how rich of an imagination had to be behind putting this all together. Because there's so much imagination, there's so much clarity, there's so much through context that someone had to have this really elaborate imaginary story going on, or at least really reacting really strong to each element that's in there in this really fantastic way. It is just so cool. What helps me connect with that and helps spark my imagination is that they do it in a logical way. They do it in a sequential way where my mind is able to connect the dots. It's able to make a pattern out of it. And even if I'm not understanding exactly what the original person was thinking, because they're following this logical sequence of thoughts, emotions, and expressions, my brain can come up with its own storyline. It's my imagination is sparked because I'm invested in this moment. I mean, the whole storytelling element behind this on every level is so great. Come on. That is awesome. That is so awesome. Another thing here, you'll notice here at the end of the song, he doesn't break character. They're right into the next thing. He closes out by turning his back to us, but staying in character. So we're just waiting on the edge to see the next part of the story unfold. I mean, really cool. If for some reason the costumer of this group ever watches one of these videos, which I expect he or she probably won't, but if you do and you want to ever costume for any of my shows, I would love to have you, even though there's no way I can afford you. But you, whoever you are, absolutely brilliant and genius. Yes, everyone else on the team is too, but in watching this, just so floored. by the creativity and how every part of this worked together in such an imaginative way. Loved it. Here's one thing you can do today to help your performing. Start a morning journal. In this morning journal, it's just stream of consciousness. For 1 minute straight, just write whatever comes to mind. Brain dump, free associate, and just put it down on page. It's going to be really helpful to free your mind for the rest of the day to be creative. It's also going to help you to get used to tapping into that part of your brain and giving yourself permission just to free associate and put anything down. What can you do vocally here? You can practice today with a mic. Pull out a mic today. Even if you have to buy a relatively cheap one, pull one out today and just start singing with it, and then recording and hearing what happens. Start exploring what it is to sing and practice with a mic. Here, did he really have to do anything that really forced him to work really hard vocally and with his voice? Nope. Did he work hard vocally with his voice? Nope. Did he keep it super easy and consistent? Yes. Was it a great, smooth, easy to listen to sound? Yes. What I get a lot of times in the studio are people thinking because I'm singing or because I'm singing high or because I'm singing with a lot of emotion, that means I have to put a lot of pressure, tension, stress here on my voice. Nope. If you want a voice lesson or performance coaching or want me to work with you or your group to help you sing easier and perform at a consistently higher level, book a time with me at mrperformingartsstudio.com. I look forward to working with you online.